All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That is to say, in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus a so-called black man, who, by the way, only came for the Israelites. All right. Now, I was listening to this talk show on Rumble by the controversial conspiracy theorist that goes by the name of Alex Jones. Okay. And he opened up his line where callers could call in, and I picked up this one Trump supporter who voted for him for 3 times, and he's a starch supporter of Trump. But now, through Trump's latest policies that he claimed that he was going to deliver on, he's no longer seeing eye to eye with Trump, okay? And that's the sentiment across the board, all right? Mostly because of empty promises, all right? This Epstein list file, whatever you want to call it, has caused a lot of Trump supporters or constituents to, start to turn the other way, man, okay? And if they don't do something real fast, it's gonna be some heads turning, man. All right. So let's listen to this caller call in, and we'll probably listen to one more, then we get a few precepts. Check this out.
If you don't mind, I'd like to talk to President Donald J. Trump.
Go ahead.
Since apparently he is listening. President Trump, in spite of me being raised to never trust or have respect for a man from New York City, I voted for you 3 times. Am I sorry I did? No. But do you get to excommunicate me from being a supporter? Hell no. You're the one that's being weak right now. Guess who has bigger nuts than you right now? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Why don't you reach down there and see if you have a pair? Check yourself. I'm not talking about just the Epstein stuff. I'm talking about all these traitors walking around free still. I'm talking about all of these illegal aliens in our country still walking around free, working, getting benefits from our government. Do something. Do something about all that.
You see, this is how these Edomites truly feel, man. Okay? You see, this is how these Edomites truly feel, okay? What's the word I'm looking for? Unfiltered, okay? These Edomites truly hate you, Jake, all right? They looking at you as the reason, all right? The cause that they can't get a good paying job, all right? And they thought that Trump would make good on his delivery by what? Deporting them, okay? And they're not satisfied with the works he's doing because he's not deporting you so-called Latinos fast enough, all right? You blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, but primarily you Latinos, all right, of the Northern Kingdom, all right? So these Edomites, these MAGA supporters, man, they about ready to flip on Trump if he don't get the job done, all right? And he said not only the Epstein list, but everything else, all right? The Epstein list is looking like the straw that broke the camel's back, because now they feel that they was lied to, telling them that this was a hoax played by the Democrats, okay? When you ran your campaign on releasing these files or this list, all right? And they ain't gonna let it go away easily either, all right? So either you release this list or, hey, they gotta, hey, it's alleged that Iran has a bounty on you, okay? So, hey, man, it's looking pretty, rainy or stormy for Trump and his MAGA supporters, man. Okay, so let's continue to let this play, and we probably get one more caller and then get a few precepts.
You're not even doing things half-assed. You're barely doing it quarter-assed. Alex is being nice and saying you're 90%. Going with me, you're 25% at best. You need to be doing a hell of a lot more than what you're doing and what you have been doing. You need to be deporting 100 times more than people than you have been deporting. There needs to be a dump truck full of handcuffs that need to be attached to people that have been breaking laws and being traitors to this nation for years now. You're weak, you're acting weak, and you're perpetuating weakness. We need to cut all ties with Israel. We need to cut all ties with Ukraine. I can't believe you even acknowledge Zelensky as any kind of leader of that quote-unquote country. We don't need to be treating them as if they're part of NATO. We don't need to be letting other NATO members treat them as if they're part of NATO. What in the hell is wrong with you? You talk about how stupid Joe Biden is. Joe Biden at least, I don't know, he is stupid, but you're smarter than this and still making stupid decisions.
Well, the
prayers to your family and crew, and we're right on the vitamin mineral fusion out here. You know, there's always Trumpers and there's never Trumpers, but it's got to be okay to criticize, especially constructively. Obviously, the bigger story here is the Epstein cover-up. We don't want to see any child porn. We just want to see the truth. But it feels like he steps back in 1991.
We want to see the perpetrators indicted.
Exactly.
That's another thing. You all want to see child porn. No, you're the ones covering it up. Don't you blame us for what you're involved in.
Exactly.
How much bullshit is that? I mean, you couldn't piss people off worse. Why would Trump be turning against his supporters like this?
If Trump doesn't think he's too old or ignorant, well, then some of the people around him certainly do. He's never been self-critical of anything he does. In fact, he still tells us he's our favorite president and now has a perfect administration, an AG that's doing a fantastic job, and Obama and the Clintons are totally responsible. Well, we need to remind him that not all of us fell for his warp speed and still have critical thinking skills out here. The conjecture is in.
Well, that's right. We gave him a pass on warp speed, but now this is too much.
Absolutely. My sister died suddenly, by the way.
Sorry.
Anyway, hats off to you.
All of this coming as a fatwa, or religious decree from Iranian officials, is calling for the assassination of President Trump, and they claim to have created an online fund worth an estimated $40 million. Max Lesser is senior analyst for emerging threats at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. He's been looking into all of this and does join us now live to discuss it a little bit further. First off, Max, thank you so much for being here with us. Can you kind of explain the situation here overall as a whole, what we're being told and maybe what we don't know just yet?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Josh. So there have been a lot of threats issued recently by members of the Iranian government, Shiite clerics, against Trump or just against Americans more broadly. And what I would say is that Iran has been trying to assassinate President Trump for years.
All right, there. So all right. So there you have it. Okay, you seen that 40 million bounty. All right. And all it would take is some deranged MAGA supporter gone mad over feeling like they've been lied to and betrayed to, make good on that bounty. And the stage has been set. All right. Whether it's true or false, that's besides the point. They just want to create chaos. All right. they, meaning the elite of this society, just want to create chaos. So whether it's a real assassination or a false assassination, the implications that could come from that could be catastrophic for this society, this economy. All right. Whether it's a assassination, because they already had a quote unquote assassination attempt a year ago in July. So whether they make good on it this time around, or whether they release the Epstein files, implemented a lot of these, CEOs and big time business owners of corporations, and even including Trump if he in it, that could potentially taint or crash the stock market and bring in chaos. Okay, so the stage is being set. The division is being wedged amongst even their own supporters. All right, because they feel like they were lied to. All right, that was one of his key topics that he ran his campaign on, releasing those files. All right, and now to have said there weren't any files or lists, but now there is. But now he's saying that it could be a hoax ran by the Democratic Party. His supporters aren't buying it, man. They feel like they've been had to. Okay, they feel like they've been had. All right, so hey, it may be that one lone wolf that they want to make the stage set to receive that $40 million bounty, man. Okay, to kick things off. So this is 2 Ezra 15 and 16. It says, "For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes." All right? We right here at the doorstep of this prophecy coming to pass, man. All right? Depending on how this government, how this administration moves forward from this, it's going to determine the future or the upcoming events of this society, particularly here in Babylon the Great, which is going to affect the whole rest of the world, man. It says, "In the course of their actions, they shall stand in their power." So these MAGA supporters, they want something. They want something or someone. All right? I don't mean to get too graphic, but they want blood, man. Okay? They either want the Epstein list or they may want Trump out of here. All right? One way or another. Okay? And the elites know this. All right? The elites know this. That could be something that could invoke or create chaos to bring in martial law. Trump may feel his life is threatened and he may enact martial law, man. Okay? So we right here at the doorstep, Abaratazar, Father will. All right? So there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor prince. All right? This damn Trump is looked at as a king. All right? They had a No Kings Day protest. Okay? So we here. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right? We gonna see, man. If they don't get that list or that file, and I ain't talking about no fake list or file, they want some real names, man. They don't want no redacted where you got a black line going through every damn sentence on the page. No, they want some credible names. All right? They want blood one way or another, man. They want you to release them files and have the people that's responsible for that get locked up, or they may take up that damn bounty that the Iranians put out on your behalf. Okay? So this is real serious, man. All right? This is real serious. Let's go to the book of Mark, because this is the vision. Okay? It is spoken of. This is Mark 3. In verse 24, it reads, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand." See, this promise that this administration made is going to either keep this, ride going a little bit longer, or it's going to break apart very soon, okay? Because they promised something to these people that pretty much swayed the votes of those that were on the fence of which way they should go, Republican or Democrat, and they went towards the Republican side, which allowed this man to be put in office, okay? And he's trying to, play this down, saying that the economy is doing so much better under his administration, that why are we still acknowledging this, all right? And hey, because you ran your campaign on that. They don't care about, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on wages, oil prices coming down. They don't care about any of that. They want the list. They want to see who names is on those files, all right? That's what they want. They could care less about what you're doing, because in the long run, you just telling them lies, man. They want to have their government be held accountable. All right? So it says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. We see this right before our very own eyes, okay? If this guy thinks he can put this off for another 3.5 years until he's out of office, and then those files come out and be shown that his name is on there, and he gonna have a long 3.5 years trying to downplay this and change the subject every time it's brought up. All right. It says, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. You see? So we seen those calls, especially that first one, man. That first supporter, man, from the Maga supporter, he voted for Trump 3 times. All right. Now he's calling him weak, not having balls. All right, they got an acronym, which is TACO, that stands for Trump always chickens out. Okay, so they done named him Taco now. Trump always chickens out, man. See? And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. All right, and this could very much well spell the end of this ride that we know it. Okay, they got to do something big is about to happen. Something is going to go down very soon. All right, whether it's artificial or whether it's quote unquote organic. All right, they gonna get the results they looking for one way or another. All right. And they quick to attribute this to deep state. Oh, it's the deep state. Nah, man, it's these elites, man. All right, but essentially it's the will of the Heavenly Father being done. Okay, so you call it the deep state. Trump is trying to take down the deep state, and the deep state this, and the deep state that. That's to keep you damn sheep quiet, man. It's the same feather on. It's the same feather on the same bird, man. One on the left side, one on the right side. The Republican and the Democrat. It's the same 2 feathers of the same bird, man. When are you people gonna figure it out? But you won't. All right, because it's too late, man. All right, they get ready to shut this. They get ready to shut this ride down. Okay. So let's read this again. St. Mark 3:26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. See? So the end is now. It's coming to an end. All right? This man's kingdom is getting ready to fall. It is going to fall with great fashion, in a great fashion. Okay? But right now we get ready to go into the chaos stage. Okay? It seems quiet right now, but if they don't release that file to the likings of the people, well, we know what's on the other side, man. Or we know one of the options or potential options on the other side, that 40M. Okay? So, hey, we got to see, how this thing is going to play out, man. All right? They setting the stage for something big to happen. All right? So let's go ahead and finish and close out with 1 Peter 5 and 8. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, in verse 8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant. See, whatever it is, however they want to sink this ship, we know it's the will of the Heavenly Father. Whether they want to set the stage for an alleged assassination, or whether they want to set the stage for these files to come out and name some big time movers and shakers in this society and crash the market to see this thing spiraling out of control, we already know what's coming next, man. All right? That's Jacob's trouble, man. All right? Martial law. Everything is going to be enacted in that time. All right? So we just got to continue to hang in there, man. All right? The Lord is about to do something very big and major. Okay? It says, 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, is that very same devil, all right? The one that's telling you that there's nothing to worry about. When they should say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes. That very same devil, the damn Edomite, so-called white man, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. See? You don't know when it's going to go down, when it go down, if they release these Epstein files, man. It is not redacted in the implementation that it's going to cause throughout the whole economy. Markets are going to crash. People are going to lose money. See, these elites, they moving their money right now in the, way of this list being released, okay? And the market's crashing. They getting their money and moving it to what? Gold and precious metals, man. But that ain't going to save them at all either, all right? Only this truth is going to give you the true solution and answers to what's getting ready to go down. So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right? So with that being said, pray some more of us edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.